Okay, welcome to Bears 1 versus Bangor 1 at UXIR 2023. So we're starting off after what looks like a banger turnover, I'm going to guess, or maybe a good pull. Probably not though, because it seems to be from the front. And Jasmine starting off on disc, nice little pop to Amelia there, and a lovely upline from attrition to acres of space, ripping through what looks to be a banger zone. Bears showing great composure, working it round where needed, and also just finding the space in the middle. Like Jasmine there attacking it nicely. Through to Ivan, and Skeldon just weaving his way through the wall there, takes that scuba down, and there's some discussion of whether the foot was in, but I think it eventually decides that it was. So 1-0 Bears. This game is the 7v1 in the opening pools, so Bears should be looking for a pretty strong win. It's the first in the pool versus the fourth in the pool. So should be going in pretty confident. If you're Bangor, though, that means reduced expectations against what is the top seed. So it can be a good mental start to be not favoured, because it just means you can take all the points you can get. It depends how you approach it. Jasmine now with a pull. It's a female matching line, majority line. And Bangor, some nice quick swings to get going. And a little bit of good flow. There's not too much we can see happening downfield. It looks to be almost weavy with the way they're working through these three players. But Jasmine, huge run through D there on her player. Phoebe there with the super dunk. Loads of options back for resets, all three. And we just wait for Luke Hayward to weave his way free in the end zone, which he does with ease and gets a nice uncontested little hammer there for the score. This Bears 1 team really love their overhead. They can loads of these little options. I was encouraged by the jump height and the sort of aerial power of a lot of these players. Phoebe and Jasmine, some of Bears' best women players in the air, or female matching players in the air. And then, of course, Luke Hayward with his natural height. And also Ivan, actually, with his very springy legs. Known for his jump height above all, I would say. Some discussion over where it's been bricked here by the Bangor player. It appears to have been, I guess it was brick contested, but then the contest was retracted. Or I guess it would be uncontested. There's a pick there. Lovely hammer from Bangor, but doesn't actually matter because the pick was called. I don't know if we saw it. It might have been on the right-hand side of the frame. So Warwick's back on force. Camera person taking a seat. And calling it in. So it's a nice undercut from number 5. Very clean toe in. And good flow off his mark there, off his throw. Some nice dumps from Bangor. They seem to be pretty confident on those. And a big knife round. That was a cool option. I think Phoebe got there in time, though. She just got hand to it before the Bangor player could, so managed to deflect that. Skeldon with an under now. That looked like a stack to start off with from Bears. And Amelia just jinking away, free in the end zone. Loads of space there with a good restraint from Bears, having one in, leaving the time and just waiting for their players to get free with the confidence that you have that they will with such a strong cutters on this team. Bears matching up now, and lovely little cut under secures that pass. Ooh, number 7, nice grab there. Pretty hotly contested. And Bears forcing backhand here. They're going for the sort of more, I don't know if you call it traditional backhand force, but the simpler backhand force as opposed to the force middle that we sometimes bring out. Ooh, and stall out called. I'm not sure what the result of that undercut was, but it does seem to be a stall out regardless. So we'll deal with that first. Your commentator is Jamie Mack. I'm back on mic as, well, for whatever reason, the audio in a few of these games hasn't managed to be preserved, and as ex-pubs and comms with loads of free time, I said I wouldn't mind stepping in and adding some audio over the top. Jasmine picking up now. Loads of options. Nice swing to YX there. Luke Hayward, not good enough. He's been sent he's been sent to the deep space. A little bit of a bump there. I think the Bangor player did come into the back of Ivan there. So that is pretty understandable why he's crumpled a bit. Everyone's saying up back to where we were when the call happened. Install 0. Hammer gone for. Ooh, and Luke Hayward had the height on him just, but I think the Bangor player did have position there. We skip forward a bit to Bangor throwaway. Was it a Bangor throwaway? Was that a catch? That was a catch. Wow, okay, that's crazy. It was off camera, so apologies for assuming that was a throwaway, but it was supposed to be a crazy grab. Down, really low down from Bangor to get that score. So 3-1 to Bears. And Bangor with their first pull of the game that we've seen on camera at least. Hong fielding that. Nice. Put to Phoebe. It's a little bit hard to tell what the overall pitch strategy is because it's tricky to see all of it at once when you're on the sideline like this. But it seems to be just pretty organic at the moment, despite Bangor matching. Big scuba gone for. And Phoebe. Free when it gets there. So, lovely grab from Phoebe there. Some discussions happening on the line. Bears do love a good discussion on the line. Seems to be one of the teams that has a little chit chat on the line the most. Always prepping their ideas. Oh, and what a crazy block from Ivan. That was pretty sick. His basketball roots, as I love to mention, coming in there. A lovely put to Jasmine. Luke Hayward really wanted it on the front of the end zone there. He loves to try for those little cheeky toe-ins. Probably the most satisfying scores when you can get them. And just pinging out of Amelia's hands. Jasmine nearly gets the seconds, but not quite. Always really tricky to catch those when there's not really any spin left in them. Lovely backhand from Bangor there. Ooh, an absolute laser to the end zone. Fantastic footwork there from that guy. To make it 4-2 to Bangor. And Bangor hoping for a bit of a comeback train now. 4-2 to 4-1. We'll see if they can do it. If you're Bears here mentally, you're thinking, okay, well, you have got a reasonably comfortable lead and you're pretty confident that you have got the players to do it. You just need to not crumble. And keep your head in the game. So, Phoebe now setting up in the middle. Looks like a 4-1 with the front of stack leading. So, YX marked out there, but Amelia with the second cut. And lovely knife round there. I think that was in. She just toes it in to the front of the end zone. Banging out in the corner of their own end zone. Lovely pull from whoever did it to trap them so far back. Ooh, the big knife round and the pressure from Luke Hayward just flying in there. I'm not sure if he got a hand to it, but having someone fly in front of the disc there really does make a difference in how good your catching is, especially when the knife was so vicious like that was there. A little bit of contact on that, I think, but it didn't seem to affect play, so there's no call, and Bears retain advantage. The hammer fake from Luke Hayward, a classic. Ivan now free in the dub space, but it's clearing out for the 4-1 pattern I think we're still running. Yep. So he gets it further downfield. And Trish, ooh, I thought she had a shoulder on that player, but it wasn't enough separation to go for. So he goes for the Luke Hayward option in the back corner and secures that to make it 6-2. And you're pretty comfortable now if your Bears won. They're finding loads of different cuts, loads of space all over the pitch. So on offense particularly, Bears looking really, really strong in this game, which is good going into the brackets. Nice forcing there from YX, taking out pretty much everything that Bangor wanted to really throw, forcing this big floaty backhand, which will almost stops. Bangor number 1 getting seconds on that. And Will now poaching off in the mid-space. And that was an unlucky drop from Bangor there. Because the player was in good space, just the stress of the moment. It does happen to us all. And a big knife round and a crazy grab from YX to secure 7-2. That was mad. Bangor starting off on offense now. Few swings. They are finding options in the underspace. And the hammer. Ooh, and just a little bit out of reach. was a good option though. Player was definitely free in the corner. Just the catch not quite coming off there. So it looks like, I think that was Jasmine picking up with Ivan. First cut round to Luke. Faking that hammer again. I think he might do that every single time. I should watch out for that. That might be a tick that he does every single time. And finds Jasmine in the end zone for an easy 8-2. Tricky to tell what the Bangor strategy is when so zoomed out, but that was a crazy put. Will be a bit annoyed with himself there. He's misread that, given that point away. Another long shot, and yep, just Hayward, as soon as he gets a shoulder away from you, his reach combined with his game sense just means you're not catching up. So, quick overhead, make it 9-3. Bangor, seeing if they can get something going there. They are encroaching their way up on the sideline. The open sideline, I guess, because Bears are forcing backhand, by the looks of things. And they go for these big rounds, and it's just not working for them. Just not coming off. And that's the end of the game, last point of the game. So, well done, Bears.